How's it going, guys? My name is Heather, and you may know me from my variety show, The Coco Show. Some people call me Coco. You also may know me from some writing that I've done. I've hosted a blog and written several other publications, as well as I'm in the midst of writing my very first book, so very exciting. I do have a pretty extensive employment history, varying in markets from healthcare administration, law and ethics, sales, marketing, entertainment, hospitality. I've even worked in factories and retail, so pretty much you name it, and I've done it for a little while. I've worked in radio, I've worked in promo modeling, and other various sales jobs. Trade show modeling, which incorporates a lot of fundamentals of sales, and you're given, a product that you learn and deliver to the customer in a formal trade show setting. Some that you may recognize would be the auto show, the boat show, boat and fishing show, the NRA, National Restaurant Association, just to name a few. So what I want to talk to you guys about today is a blog post that I've written that outlines how to sell a product morally and ethically with integrity. And we'll start off by defining the word integrity. This is a huge theme. Not only for sales, but also for life. So integrity is defined as soundness, robustness, strength, sturdiness, solidity, solidness, etc. In other words, you want to make sure that your product and the delivery of your product is conveyed accurately to your customer or client, and that if you have to lie, scam, or cheat the customer, the sale is clearly lacking in integrity and you should not engage in the sale. That would not be considered a good sale. And these teachings are from a blog post that I wrote called Good Sales Only. For purposes of this video, I'm going to use roofing and roofing repair as an example. If your product is a new roof on someone's home, someone you would not want to sell to, someone with a brand new roof on their home, right? Someone with no damage to their roof. So engaging in those types of sales would be misleading and a waste of your time. There are plenty of people who actually could benefit from a new roof and aren't really aware of clauses in their insurance policies, or some people aren't even aware that their insurance policy will cover a new roof. Those are the people that you want to sell to. You want to identify issues with the roof, leakage, areas where storms have come through, high wind, tornadoes, rain, hail, etc., and so forth. When you're canvassing and you're walking down the street, if you notice a bunch of shingles missing or an obvious hole in the roof, that would be an excellent potential customer. Number two, you want to let your product sell itself by identifying why it is needed. Now, in the example with roofing replacement and repair, it's obvious. If the home is missing shingles, the roof is clearly damaged, and they can be susceptible to leaks, or further damage, mold, etc., and so forth, if the roof continues for an extended period of time to remain broken or defective. This is an easy sale when the client is A, financially prepared, or B, has insurance to cover the roof. As a salesperson of the roof, you would be probably responsible for helping the customer identifying A, if they do have that type of insurance, and then B, you want to go a step forward and make sure that you work with the insurance company and obtain all of the information that's needed from the customer or client to make the sale as painless and hassle-free for your customer as possible. If you're a general contractor or you offer any other services for repairs on homes, by ensuring that your first sale of the new roof is a sale that holds integrity, you are going to keep that customer. You are going to have that customer feeling like they can trust you, and in the future, they will probably call you for other needs. So that's going to be a good move. In the short term, if you have to, lie or mislead to get the roof repaired, and then maybe there's a problem in the future, or the customer is unhappy with the sale in the future, what are the chances that you think they're going to call you again should they need any other general contracting needs? What are the chances that that customer will tell their neighbor who also has storm damage that you're a responsible, qualified, honest salesperson who gets the job done? Probably not really good. Those chances are not very good if you don't deliver in the way that you say that you will. Now, if you do, on the other hand, deliver with integrity and sell the product the way that it's meant to be sold to the customer that needs the product, what do you think the chances are that they're going to tell someone else, hey, I found this phenomenal roof person, especially if they know another person in need of the same service or product? Probably pretty good, right? We all use social media, we all talk to each other, we use word of mouth and communication. So whether a person has a good experience or a poor experience with you and the sale process, all together, and that includes everything from getting the paperwork submitted on time, following up when you say that you're going to follow up, and actually getting the roof installed. When a customer is happy, you are just putting yourself in a position to have more business relationships with that customer in the future, as well as anyone that they speak with, word of mouth, additional referrals, etc., and so forth. So you want to keep the sale, honest, to the point, and deliver what you say you're going to deliver. Number 3, sell yourself on your cause and with your cause by being the customer or client. And what I mean by this is put yourself in the customer's shoes. When you're speaking with your customer, if you're just rambling off a bunch of, pre-written script, you have no idea really what you're talking about. If they ask questions, you have no idea how to answer them, but you pull some random answer. People can sense dishonesty, okay? You wanna know your product, and you wanna put yourself in the customer's shoes when you're delivering this product knowledge and think, if someone were talking to me this way, if someone were handling me this way, and they wanted me to be a customer of theirs, would I be reciprocal to that idea? Would I be willing to be a customer? Would I buy what they're selling? Would I believe what they're telling me? If when you're delivering your sales pitch, which I don't like to use that word too much, because I strongly feel that when your product holds integrity, when you are making a good sale that's a good fit to the customer, the product absolutely will sell itself. But just, again, you want to put yourself in the shoes of your client or customer. Listen when you're speaking as if you were receiving the information, and then make alterations to the way that you engage. If you feel like, you would probably say, that sounded weird, or that doesn't sound right, don't say it. Be the customer, receive the information that you're going to deliver as the salesperson, liaison, and evaluate yourself. Number 4, be a liaison rather than a salesman. And this kind of goes hand in hand with number 3, deliver to yourself first. Sell to yourself first. Look yourself in the mirror while you're delivering these sales pitches and while you're delivering product information, and be confident. Practice as many times as you need, but make sure that the information that you're delivering is accurate, and that if you are unaware or there's any chance that it may not be accurate, that you either A, educate yourself completely, if possible. Again, when you're working with insurance companies for reimbursement, or other variable factors, you might not know all of the information. Just make sure that you have the pertinent information, and that if there is information that's being requested of you that you don't understand or you don't have an answer to, that you simply communicate that to the client. You know what, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Mr. and Mrs. David, you know, I don't know what to say. I can't answer that right now. Actually, I do know what to say. I can't answer that right now because I don't know, but I will find out. Give them a reasonable amount of time that you'll be back with the rest of the information. I'll give you a call. How's your schedule tomorrow? How about if I give you a call by noon tomorrow with all of those answers? And then set yourself a reminder in your phone or write down a reminder and follow through. Find out the answers. Don't leave it on the client or customer, because once they have to start working for it, there are so many ways that they can probably find different vendors, even accidentally. If you know that your company or your general contract service or your agency is delivering a roof, what are the chances that there are not umpteen or more other companies doing the same thing, delivering the same service? Once you leave your customer to go do all of the research on their own, they simply Google, and now they're given a list of who knows how many other general contractors, and they're gonna start calling to inquire and find their answers. And now the sale gets messy. You know, now they might work with someone else. Now they might become resentful that they have to do all of this work. Tell them that you've got it under control. Be their liaison. Sell to yourself. Have the information that you would want to know if you were the client. And if you don't have the information, let the client or customer know that you will obtain the information and get back to them in a timely fashion, and then follow through. Number 5, do your homework. And again, this goes back to product knowledge. We've touched on this a bit, but I cannot tell you how important this is. If your company doesn't offer shingles, that come in gray, I don't know how applicable this is, but let's just imagine, and your client is absolutely insistent on gray shingles, you would never say to the client, absolutely, we've got gray shingles, right? You would say to the client, you know what? We don't have gray shingles. However, I have 30 other color options for you. I can bring by samples tomorrow, or something like that. Let them know exactly what it is you can deliver and focus on what you can deliver rather than what you cannot. And you're gonna need to make, depending on your product, you're gonna need to make a personal determination as to what is actually essential to be communicated and what is maybe not so essential. If you go running up to someone upon your initial engagement with them with specs of your product that last an hour long and they're sitting there yawning, the shingles are made of carbon complex, and rambling off all of this information that's, let's be honest, mostly useless to the customer, they're gonna lose, their ability to engage with you. And you wanna always keep your customer engaged and actively listening and communicate the information that they really need to know. An example would be a deductible. Another example would be, hey, I know that this happened to your garage. I'm looking at your insurance policy. It doesn't cover your garage. This is for your home only. Those types of details are essential to the sale. Without identifying what types of details are essential to the sale and the product that you're delivering, not only are you wasting your own time, but also the time of the client. Now, if you do your whole entire job and you deliver all of this essential information to your client, and your client decides at the end, you know what, I'm not gonna move forward with this company. But you've done your job, you've been honest, you've delivered, you've relayed all of the essential product information. What have you done in that interaction? You've built trust. You don't know where you as a person or your company is headed in life. You could be selling roofs this year. Next year, you might be selling cell phones. If you don't make one sale, that doesn't mean that you cannot still retain that customer as a future customer or a future client for another product or service, or even the same product or service. Maybe they move. Maybe they're buying rehab homes or homes to rehab. If you are honest, if it's not a good match and you let them know, You have built a rapport, you have built a trust, a bond with this client that is most likely going to end in them feeling like they can call you again. Number 6, again, be an advisor, not a bully. If there's one thing, when it comes to people in general, human psychology says most people don't like too many decisions. They don't like too many options. They want the information delivered. They want a couple of options and they want it easy to understand. That's your job as a liaison, as a consultant. Now, it's one thing to be persistent and to deliver on the information as you promise and to explain to the customer why something may or may not be in their best interest. That's your job as a salesperson, to know why a certain product would be a good fit or service and why it would not be. But once a customer has firmly communicated that they are not interested, again, back off. Bullying someone into a high pressure sale is never a good idea. Even if you get away with it and you deliver and the product comes through and they're okay, you have a 50-50 chance on whether they're ever gonna call you again. As humans, as people, we remember how others make us feel. Again, these are basic concepts of psychology. We may not remember all the words, but we do remember the feels. So if you make someone feel scared or bullied or pressured too much into saying yes, the chances that they would be confident in calling you again and wanting to work with you again or even interact with you again are very slim. They definitely go down. So you're gonna wanna remain positive, confident, knowledgeable, trustworthy in your sale and in the delivery of your product knowledge, but it all goes back to integrity, right? We have to deliver this information with integrity. We have to know that what we're giving the client, they actually will benefit from, that it's not going to, harm them more than it is help them. And by doing so, you're playing for the long-term game. You're playing for the long-term win. And again, we don't know what that may be. This person may buy 10 properties tomorrow and they all need new roofs. And now you've just risen to the top of your sales team because you've secured 10 contracts rather than bullying them into one and them never calling you again, okay? Lastly, number 7, you wanna deliver for your client. So that's follow up and follow through. And what I mean by that is, like I said before, if you're working especially with insurance companies or any third party that may need to be involved in the sale, that may need to be aware of the sale, and you have to say to the client, I don't know, let me find out, or let me file this document, or let me search for this answer. Do that, I can't tell you how many salespeople I have witnessed, even in a face-to-face capacity at a trade show, just from a lack of follow-up and follow-through, losing the sale completely. If you tell the customer you're gonna call them tomorrow, call them tomorrow. If you've called the insurance company 50 times and you still don't have the answers that you need, still call them tomorrow. Hi, Mrs. Johnson, I'm so sorry to let you know that I was not able to get those answers for you. I have inquired thoroughly. I'm sure that I'll be able to get those answers for you by tomorrow. Can I give you a call back tomorrow? You're not being intrusive, you're not being annoying, but you're also not dropping the ball in the sale. You're also not leaving your customer wondering what happened to them, where are they? Are they going to, continue this sale? Are they going to be a good fit? Are they acting as a liaison to me and my needs? Because again, as a salesperson, that's what you are. Your job is to deliver the best fit to your customer. So follow up and follow through. Call your customer back, keep them in the loop. Don't inundate them with unnecessary information, but make that connection with them so that they're completely aware and trusting of you, that you will actually deliver on what you're saying you're gonna do. Even if that means calling them back and saying, I don't have that answer yet. I know myself as a customer, ask yourself, if someone promises that they're gonna get back to you in 24 hours and you don't hear from them for a week and then they call you back, you might still continue working with them, but you're going to have questions and reservations as to why they haven't followed up with you. Now, if that person calls you back in a day and says, I'm so sorry, I don't have those answers, I'm still waiting on the insurance company to give me a call back, and I'll give you a call as soon as they do. Now you've built the rapport, you've built the trust. Whether or not the sale goes through, you can count on this person to either A, review you highly in word of mouth, and just praise your work ethic and etiquette in dealing with them. And again, that may not be instant gratification where you're getting a payout from that customer immediately, but in the long term, that's definitely going to pay off. So basically, the most important thing is everything you're doing in sales and marketing, make sure you're doing it with integrity. If you're selling roofs, don't go to your customer and say that you're selling carpeting. Basic concepts, be trustworthy, deliver what you say that you're going to deliver, and do so in a timely fashion and in an as honest and straightforward as you possibly can. Now, there may be instances, for example, with the roofing, where you know for a fact, or not for a fact, but you have an inkling or you have an idea that maybe the insurance company's not going to cover something, but there's a chance that it might. You don't want to go back and forth with your customer and say, well, they probably won't cover that, but they might not, but they could. You're just going to tell the customer with integrity, I will find out for you. You're not lying. You're still being straightforward. You're not putting any work on your customer, and just, again, make sure you deliver. And once you get that ultimate yes or no, then you go forward and you for sure say, yes, we're ready to go, or no, we're not ready to go, So that's it. That's about it for this lesson of marketing principles, good sales only. There's a lot more detailed instruction that we can go over, especially based on what product you're selling, especially if you have multiple products to choose from. And I will be doing future content with regards to those issues. But for the most part, as a general blanket, the first rule that I 100% believe in wholeheartedly is deliver everything you can with integrity, be honest, help your customer, look at your customer client as a long-term relationship. Don't be so concerned with the immediate gratification or the immediate payoff. Create that relationship, and that relationship in itself will be worth so much more, than just the one sale. You don't know who you're selling to. You don't know what they can provide back to you, or where you'll cross paths again in the future. So just deliver with integrity and do your homework. Thank you guys.